So this is going to be a tutorial for the uh, carriage level. I think I forget the exact name, but it's like factory, lower factory, I think. This has kind of a precise setup. So I'm gonna add it to slow mode. Get right in the center here. Aim at this rivet that I'm looking at right in the dead center of my screen. And over at what I'm aiming at, this bar that's right next to the center, this kind of area right here, we want to look for a pillar that is coming down around that area, and I'll try to point it out. That pillar is going to be our indicator of when to jump. Once the pillar is about at that bar or below it is when we are able to do this trick. And I can open my inventory here, which is great. Or not, my menu. So something that is very important for this, you want to bind jump and crouch to the same key as the alternate binding. I use V, use whatever you want. This is going to make this trick so much easier. I think at this point I've done like 9 runs in a row where I have yet to fail this. So, whoa, don't go fast. So, something of note, once the carriage kind of like locks into place here to go up, you're gonna have your position shift. So this is when you want to set up everything. So I'm just going to kind of explain it. And maybe I will do it in slow mode as well. So we're gonna not go in fast mode. We are going to go save, unpause, and go in slow mode. So I'm setting up around the center here, aiming at this rivet. And I'm gonna save again. And we're just gonna let it go up. It's gonna take a little bit. But you're gonna see, and I'm gonna try to pause it once it gets on screen. It takes a little bit, and this part's always like a little nerve-wracking. So that pillar that you can see at the top of the screen, it's the little like brownish reddish thing that just came on in the center. That is what we're looking at. So it's coming through. So we should be very, very ready to make this jump. Hopefully I don't miss it with all the pausing. But once that reaches basically that bar, where right above the like blue light. And I know you can't see where I'm pointing, but helps me describe it. Right above that blue light is about when you want to do your jump. So right about now would be when you would want to jump. It's a 10 frame window, so you have some time to do it. Hopefully it'll work, even though I'm doing the pause stuff. So I'm going to quickly unpause and then press my V key. And what you want to do immediately after you press your crouch jump key is hold either forward or backwards, depending on how ballsy you want to be. I'm most comfortable with going forward, but it is more optimal to go backwards. And because this is a tutorial, I'm going to go backwards. So let's hopefully not miss it because of all this pausing. So I'm going to unpause, press V. And you see I gain a bunch of height, and I was able to get on top of this. So you want to land on this platform right here. Let me show it in physics debug on this platform. So I'm going to unpause. No, actually, I'm going to leave it paused. Turn physics debug off. And I'm going to save. Okay. So we're going to go to normal speed now. And I'm going to show it to you, but I don't recommend you do it when you're starting off. So there is a strat here. Hopefully I don't fall. where basically you can get on this dead man's cage and get to the front of this carriage. It's certainly the fastest way, and it probably saves a couple seconds, but it is dangerous because you're jumping over nothingness, and if you fall, your run's over. So I'm going to try to show it, and hopefully I don't fall. So hop on over, you go over here, and get on top. So I showed it in physics debug because I'm not as comfortable with it as I should be. I don't use it much because it's risky. But you can do that if you really want. It doesn't change anything except it makes this part a little faster, because what we're doing is we are going to come over here and grab a rock. This rock is going to be used to prop fly to the end. If you had stayed and if you had gone forward and stayed where you were and you weren't able to to do the dead man's cage, you would aim about in the center, or you would get to about the center of my screen and just have to run around the back of the tracks. But this is about where you want to be. So you can hop off here. We're going to grab this rock. Not really under any time constraints now, which is great. So we're going to grab this rock. Careful not to fall off this ledge, but you can grab the rock. It's wiggly, don't worry about it. Hop on top, double click near the top, angle up, and you can hop up to get some height. I have had this prop disappear on me by going too far to the right. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but if you want to feel more comfortable, going to the left seems to work. You see that little T-junction in the like little pipeline things. I aim for about there, and I'm just holding forward. Of course, the prop despawns. So yeah, that's a good thing to have in the tutorial. Sometimes it just happens. I don't know why. Perhaps I gained too much height. Who knows? That's something you just kind of have to deal with, and you have to be careful and try to like try to do things properly. So let's see if I can do this without debug mode on, or the physics debug. Yeah, see, that's why I don't do it. But that's about what it looks like when you do it without physics debug. I'm gonna just speed through so I can get back to the rock. So we're gonna come here again, grab this rock, set it down, prop fly. Woo, a little spooky. So instead, I'm gonna do the safe route of going to the left. This hasn't had it disappear for me yet, but maybe it will. So again, aiming about at the little T-junction, getting enough height to go over the edge, and then you can start lowering yourself, scroll all the way out. There are two ways you can kind of do this. So I'm going to do the way without the rock. You can do it with the rock and just hover to the end, but we're going to go along this collision, and there's this giant trigger right here. You want to hit this, because this will enable the... Actually, I don't know if I want to show you that yet, because this is one way that you could end up here if you missed the trigger. And I'm going to show you my setup for it. Spectator cam. Okay. So this is where the exit door is. Let me show you physics debug. You can see it, and you can see these props. You need to move these out of the way, but you can't see them. So how do you do that? What I do is I get on top of this rock as a good lineup, and it's basically kind of like straight ahead is the big prop. You're gonna grab that and move it to the left. And I move it to the left because it does not interact with this. So you can see that this is about here-ish, near this like little looky thing, rock. So you're gonna grab that and move it to the right. Then grab the door, pull it, and get out. And then you can just click the door. So let's just quickly set it up because again. Because I'm going to show you the other route. It looks something like this. It's fine. The other route, which is a little nicer. I think you land somewhere about here. Player, okay. So there's this big trigger that is going to load a lot of the level so that you can see it, and it makes it a little nicer so you can see what's going on. So you can hop down, and about right here-ish is where the prop's going to be. You can move it to the left, and about right here-ish, it's going to be that one. And then you can open the door and run through and go through the end of the level.